Hey, what's up guys, it's Tech Swimmer talking to you here, and this is my Apple Watch Ultra long-term review. So, the Apple Watch Ultra, a very interesting device. I've been using this Apple Watch for the last 6 months, and I gotta tell you, this Apple Watch is the best watch that I've ever used, period. This is the most complete, the most useful, and the most beautiful and iconic watch that I've ever bought and used. It's just ridiculous to say, I know. There's some pretty cool watches like Rolexes and other watches that are pretty expensive and very beautiful. But I do believe, and because I'm a techie guy, I do believe that this Apple Watch is one of the best feats of engineering in a while that I've ever seen. This is a very tiny watch, but this watch can do so much that it's actually pretty insane. This Apple Watch does not just have an insane durable design, it has a very beautiful and iconic design. This is actually very weird to join together, but it's true. This Apple Watch is extremely durable and extremely iconic, very beautiful. Also, the screen is really good, and the battery life, coupled together with a huge, very bright screen, is also insane. So I don't think that this Apple Watch has any flaws to it. Although it's actually pretty big, bulky, but at the end of the day, I think that's one of its best features because it makes it iconic, noticeable on your wrist. If you like big watches, this is the Apple Watch for you. So let's talk about this video. What are the best things that I've noticed in my 6 months experience? How well has it held up in terms of durability, scratches, any type of damage to the frame? Some things. I will talk about all of that. And of course, I will talk about if it was worth it or not to pay $800 for this Apple Watch. So if you are excited, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's review the Apple Watch Ultra, shall we? So, the Apple Watch Ultra, a very interesting Apple Watch. This Apple Watch was released on September 2022, and it came together with the iPhone 14 Pro Max and 14 Pro. Those phones are selling insanely well, but I do believe that the Apple Watch is probably the best seller in terms of proportions on their lineups. I do think that the Apple Watch Ultra is selling much better, much better than the Apple Watch Series 8. I think this is the Apple Watch bestseller this year, and for good reason. The screen is really good. The battery is really good. The durability is really good. Everything on this Apple Watch is extremely good, like very complete. There's no flaws on this Apple Watch. But I do believe its biggest strength is its design, durability, and its iconic look. The Apple Watch Ultra has a titanium frame and a sapphire screen. This was already present on the Apple Watch Edition the year before, but that Apple Watch started at $1,000 or $1,100. This Apple Watch starts at $800. This is a cheaper Apple Watch with more capabilities than the older titanium edition, and it's better overall. Better battery, better screen, better buttons, better everything. It's better in every single way, and that's why I think this Apple Watch is very complete. But the design of this Apple Watch is just not beautiful and very durable, but it's iconic. This is the type of design that just looks good every time you look at it in every age. Like, it doesn't have any specific time set age. This Apple Watch design will be intemporal, so in 10-15 years it will look still good. Like the iPhone, the first iPhone, like the Cybertruck. This Apple Watch doesn't belong to any era of design. This design has been, I think, very well designed, and it's a feat of engineering because it's not just durable, but it's very iconic and classic. Tons of people, when I'm wearing this Apple Watch, ask me, what type of watch is that? Is that a smartwatch? Is that a normal watch? And if this is a smartwatch, which brand does it make it? They do not actually know it's an Apple Watch at first because it doesn't look like an Apple Watch. It's very different, and it's one of my favorite features about this watch is that it looks different and it looks apart from other Apple Watches. I was kind of bored of the old Apple Watch design, the same design recycled for like almost 7 years. Now with the Apple Watch Ultra, I'm really happy with the design. This is not just beautiful, but it's very durable, and so it ticks all the boxes in terms of design. It's extremely durable. The one thing that I gotta say is that this sapphire screen, no scratches, no breaks, no dings, nothing. This is just in perfect condition, like brand new. But the titanium frame, it's different. This titanium frame, although extremely good, like extremely durable, I fit it against rocks, against the weights on the gym, against branches, wood, lifts, everything that just is on the mountain while riding my bike. I fell several times with it. And against my bike also, this watch has been insanely durable. But I gotta say, one time I pushed it against one rock while I was walking. It was like against a wall, a rock wall. It was very, very, very hard. And that wall, I would say, would break every single Apple Watch that touched it. But this Apple Watch, no scratches, nothing on the screen. The one thing that I noticed that it wasn't that great was the titanium frame. I found some micro scratches on the flat part of the titanium frame. This part right here, you can see, this is extremely flat and it has very sharp edges that are fillet and chamfered so that they do not cut you. But because they are extremely sharp still, they can still very easily get damaged. And that what happened to my side of the Apple Watch. The other ones are just a byproduct of having a G-hook. I've told you that this G-hook will damage your Apple Watch. And it happens. You have to be extremely careful because this is also made of titanium. And titanium scratches and damages titanium. That's just the laws of physics and materials. So be careful. Your design will be extremely durable. You don't need to be extremely careful like you are with other Apple Watches. You just need to pay attention to these things. Try not to scratch your Apple Watch with the G-hook. Otherwise, no problems. Sapphire screen will be intact in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. No problems there. While with the titanium frame, just use it. This is an industrial-like design Apple Watch. If you get some very micro scratches, it will still look iconic and good, in my opinion. That's why I think that this design was so well made. Because it looks good even when it has some wear and tear on it. And it's especially true when you have these types of watch bands and you use it for, I don't know, any type of very hard sports. But this design was made for scuba diving. This design was made for mountain climbing. This design was made for ultra marathons. So this design was made for almost every extreme sport. It has to be very, very durable. And that's why I think this Apple Watch has ticked all the boxes. Other things that I don't actually enjoy about this design is how the grooves on the digital crown are bigger. These things tend to get stuck on your clothes, especially on these types of hoodies, and it just scrolls the wheel. What happens is that it turns red. The screen turns red, and I know this is a feature on the Apple Watch. It's pretty cool. I don't like it because I have to turn it back on to the normal mode, which I prefer much better when I'm using some normal clothes. When I'm like running at night, of course, the bright red and black screen are much better to see and less stunning to your eyes. But I do believe that this Apple Watch Ultra should have some type of countermeasure to that, but it's not Apple's fault. That's something almost inevitable. The action button is also some pretty cool stuff. This watch can have specific things put on that action button. You can put starting a workout, turning your flashlight on. You can have it, for example, to call someone, emergency services, everything that you need. You can also put some shitty shortcuts here, which are very useful. And yeah, it's a very customizable button. One thing that I gotta say, this bright orange is not as bright as the beginning. It's probably because it has some wear and tear and some sweat on it. It's not like very noticeable. It's probably like 98% of what it was. So yes, probably in the future it will be even less orange, but that's normal. The speakers here are really good, extremely loud.
So this is a test for the Apple Watch Ultra speakers. This is a FaceTime call audio.
So I can turn it on, the siren, if you want to hear it. So a lot of people say the siren is not loud enough. Let me disprove that theory. Listen to this. Extremely loud, like louder than most speakers on a watch, especially on the watch, but extremely loud, and shows you your battery. This watch is the perfect watch for those that go extreme conditions, and those conditions are not very good for your safety. And this watch can actually assure you some type of safety features that are very useful. Like if you get lost, you can use your siren, you can call via satellite emergency services, you can actually track your way out on a track if you get lost with the Compass app, which just automatically places set points wherever you walk. This is very useful. So the Apple Watch Ultra design and everything that surrounds it was made so this Apple Watch was the most durable watch and the most useful watch ever made for those that look for extreme conditions. But that's not all that is good on this Apple Watch. The screen on this Apple Watch is bigger as ever. Like it's about the same size, a little bit bigger than the Apple Watch Series 7 on a 49mm case, while the Apple Watch Series 7 had a 45mm case. But still is extremely big, bright, 2000 nits bright, more specifically, has an insane always on display that is extremely useful for me. I do think that the always on display makes this Apple Watch worth it. If it did not have an always on display, that would be a deal breaker for me. And especially the brightness, it's the biggest feature. It's just extremely bright. And you have the lantern mode here, or the flashlight, whatever you want to call it, is extremely useful. It's like a superpower on your wrist. You can instantly brighten a room up or somewhere that you are very dark up with a 2000 nit bright flashlight. That's, for me, a very useful superpower. But this screen not just is very bright, like every other Apple Watch screen ever, but is also extremely efficient because it saves tons of battery. It can change its refresh rate from 1 to 60 Hz, and that's where the always on display enters. The always on display is brighter than ever. It's actually very useful now. If you have it on your wrist, you actually don't notice the difference between the always on and the non mode on the always on. It's just a bit darker refresh rate, it's a little bit slower, but it's still very bright. And the biggest feature is that it's now very, very efficient, and so the battery life is much better. The battery life on this watch, I know it has a bigger battery, but still lasts you 2 days. Every day that I used it, I get 50% of usage of the battery. So it lasts me 2 days, and I gotta tell you, it's 2 days of hard work and 2 days of heavy usage. I do 1 or 2 workouts per day. I do tons of calls, messages. I use this watch a lot, and it lasts me 2 days. So if you are a light user or medium heavy user, then it will last you probably 3-4 days, which is just insane. You can also turn on low power mode, and that will almost double your battery life. Just insane. I can go in a 4-hour bike ride, and that would spend me like 30% on the Apple Watch, which is just ridiculous. And even further than that, if you need to charge your Apple Watch 3 times per week, so once every 2 days, you just forget about battery anxiety. And that's one of the things that I actually hated about having an Apple Watch, was the battery anxiety. I have to charge it every single day. If I do forget, then I don't have a fully charged Apple Watch on the next day. No, this one just lasts you 2 days. And what's the odds of you forgetting to charge your Apple Watch 2 days in a row? Almost zero. So this Apple Watch almost guarantees you that you have a battery every single time to pick it up. That's why I do believe that this Apple Watch is extremely complete. It has the best screen on the watch. It has the most useful features. It has the best battery to feature ratio on a watch. And it also has a very intemporal and very classic and iconic design. I do love the complete package this Apple Watch brought. It's extremely durable, almost no scratches, almost no dings on the frame, and 0 scratches, 0 dings, 0 damage made to the screen on this Apple Watch. So I'm extremely happy with the durability. It has been an insane 6 months with this Apple Watch, and I gotta tell you, I have a watch for several years, and I can recommend you buying an Apple Watch Ultra. This has been a very well invested $800 on a watch. In my opinion, I think this Apple Watch is worth more, but Apple is only charging us $800, so yeah, this is, I think, in my opinion, the most complete watch ever made. Cheaper than most expensive watches, and does a lot more. Does it look more iconic than those? I do think so. That's why, in my opinion, I'm here, recommend you the Apple Watch Ultra. Even 6 months later, pick one up. You will be extremely happy. But what are we waiting for the next generation in terms of the Apple Watch Ultra, and what do I want to see improved on the Apple Watch Ultra? Well, I'm not ready to upgrade this Apple Watch next year, not even in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I want to see some things change for you people that are waiting and want to buy this Apple Watch. I want Apple to actually launch a new Apple Watch Ultra every single year. Next year, I want to see a bigger screen and better sensibility on the action button, so I don't actually trigger it on an accident. But the screen here needs to be bigger. The bezels need to be smaller. I'm not asking for a bigger frame on the Apple Watch so you can put a bigger screen. No, I'm asking for the same size frame with smaller bezels. So make it that the screen almost touches the titanium border and the bezel is almost indistinguishable. Another thing that I want to see is a smaller Apple Watch Ultra. Make an Apple Watch Ultra that instead of being 49mm is 45mm. So people with smaller wrists can actually wear and buy an Apple Watch Ultra. That would be pretty insane. Maybe it's not a 2-3 day battery life, it's only 1.5 days, but that would be so cool to see. I'm really excited to see what Apple does with his Apple Watch Ultra. In my opinion, the first generation was gold at first try, so I do think I will be keeping this Apple Watch for a long time. And I will be updating you on this journey for the durability of this watch. For now, the first 6 months is extremely good. But let me just check on the battery health to tell you how well has it aged. I do believe it's about 98%, but I will tell you now, 6 months while using this Apple Watch, charging it every 2 days, has put my battery health on, let's see, battery health, 100%. So 6 months, no type of degradation. My battery, that's pretty good, I would say. So this Apple Watch Ultra has been an incredible experience. Trust me, you will love it if you buy one. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about this Apple Watch. Do you think that is worth it? Do you think my Apple Watch has too much damage for an Ultra watch? Or do you think it is still in a perfect condition? And of course, let me know in the comments down below, do you have an Apple Watch Ultra or are you looking to buy one? Of course, while you're there, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and follow my social networks. Twitter and Instagram has been a joy to do this job. Thank you guys for allowing me to do it. This is me, Tex More, talking to you here. Bye-bye.